Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Lincoln pennies coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, the United States 1968 Lincoln penny. You might think a simple 1-cent coin is just pocket change, but this tiny piece of history has a story that will captivate any collector or history buff. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll discover why a 1968 Lincoln penny could be worth an astonishing $79,000. The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted during a dynamic era in American history. This coin carries with it the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, the man who led the nation through one of its most challenging times. Lincoln's profile has graced the penny since 1909, making it the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. But what makes the 1968 penny stand out is more than just its design, it's the rarity and unique features that have collectors buzzing. Many of these pennies were produced in massive quantities, but some have hidden secrets that can make them incredibly valuable. One of the key reasons the 1968 Lincoln penny is so sought after is due to certain minting errors that occurred that year. These errors can range from doubled dies, where the image appears doubled or blurred, to off-center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned on the coin. Such mistakes happen because coins are produced using complex machines, and even a tiny misstep can create a rare collectible. For coin enthusiasts, these errors turn an everyday penny into a one-of-a-kind treasure, highly prized in auctions and private collections. Another fascinating aspect of the 1968 penny is its mint mark variations. The penny was produced in different mints, primarily Philadelphia and Denver, and coins from each location have subtle differences that can affect their value. Some 1968 pennies feature a small D mint mark, and certain rare varieties of these Denver minted pennies have become collectors' holy grails due to their limited numbers and unique characteristics. Spotting these can be tricky, but for those who know what to look for, it's a thrilling hunt that could lead to a valuable discovery. For collectors, condition is king. A 1968 Lincoln penny that has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch prices far beyond what most people expect. Over the decades, many pennies have been handled, worn, or damaged, reducing their value. But the few that remain with their original mint luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear are priceless to collectors. When combined with a rare error or a special mint mark, these pennies become extremely valuable pieces of history. Now, here's the part every collector and coin enthusiast has been waiting for: the value. If you happen to own a 1968 Lincoln penny in flawless, uncirculated condition, and especially if it has one of the rare errors or mint mark variations we talked about, it could be worth an incredible $79,000. Yes, a single penny, once considered just pocket change, can now be a fortune in your hands. So there you have it, friends. The humble 1968 Lincoln penny is anything but ordinary. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, keep an eye out for these rare treasures. Who knows, the next penny you find might just be your ticket to an amazing discovery. Top 2, we're shining a spotlight on a truly remarkable coin from the United States, the 1978 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, what could be so special about it? Well, listen very carefully, because this ordinary-looking 1-cent piece hides secrets that make it incredibly valuable and highly sought after in the world of numismatics. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll learn how a 1978 Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $70,000. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted during a fascinating period in U.S. history, a time when the nation was navigating economic changes and technological advances. What makes this penny particularly interesting is its place in the long legacy of Lincoln pennies, a design that honors Abraham Lincoln and has been in circulation since 1909. But while millions of these coins were made, not all of them are created equal. Some 1978 pennies carry rare characteristics and minting anomalies that make them sparkle in the eyes of collectors and investors alike. One of the main reasons the 1978 Lincoln penny stands out is due to its unique minting errors. During production, some coins were struck incorrectly, resulting in fascinating variations such as double dies, where the details appear duplicated, or off-center strikes where the image isn't perfectly aligned on the coin's surface. These mistakes are rare and often accidental, but to coin collectors, they turn an everyday penny into a priceless piece of history. Imagine holding a coin that tells a story of an unexpected twist in the minting process, a true collector's dream. The mint marks on the 1978 penny add another layer of intrigue. Pennies from this year were primarily produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and collectors know that certain mint mark variations can significantly affect a coin's value. Some pennies bear a tiny D mint mark that can vary slightly in placement and style, creating collectible subtypes. These subtle differences might seem minor, but for an experienced collector, spotting these details can mean the difference between a common penny and a rare gem. It's like a thrilling treasure hunt where every small clue matters. Condition is absolutely crucial when it comes to the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny. Most coins in circulation show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, which lower their value dramatically. However, those pennies that have been carefully preserved, maintaining their original luster and sharp design details, are extremely rare and valuable. A pristine, uncirculated 1978 penny with a mint error or a rare mint mark variant is like a sparkling diamond in a sea of ordinary coins, commanding attention and high prices in the market. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the value. If you own a 1978 Lincoln penny in flawless condition, especially one with a rare error or a distinctive mint mark, it could be worth an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. $70,000 for a coin that many people overlook as mere change. This remarkable value shows how even the smallest objects can hold astonishing worth when history, rarity, and condition come together. Top 3, we're exploring the fascinating story behind one of America's most intriguing small treasures, the 1977 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another 1-cent coin, but trust me, this tiny piece of metal holds secrets that make it a superstar among collectors worldwide. So listen closely and enjoy this journey, because by the end of this video, you'll discover how a 1977 Lincoln penny can be worth an incredible $74,000. The 1977 Lincoln penny was minted during a unique period in U.S. history, a time when the nation was seeing shifts in both its economy and culture. This penny features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, an enduring symbol of American history, strength, and unity that has appeared on the 1-cent coin since 1909. But what sets the 1977 penny apart is more than just its design. Some of these coins carry rare and fascinating minting errors that have turned what once was considered pocket change into prized collectibles with significant value. Among the most captivating reasons this penny is so valuable are the minting errors that appear on some 1977 Lincoln pennies. These errors include double dies where the details of Lincoln's face or the lettering seem to have a shadow or double image, making the coin visually striking and rare. Other errors include off-center strikes where the design is misaligned or broad strikes where the coin's edges are unusually wide. These imperfections are caused by quirks in the minting machines and processes, making each error coin a unique piece of history that collectors desperately want in their collections. Mint mark variations add another layer of excitement for collectors hunting down a 1977 Lincoln penny. These pennies were mainly struck in the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with some rare examples showing subtle differences in the placement or style of the D mint mark. Identifying these small details requires a sharp eye and patience, but the payoff can be huge. Coins with certain mint mark anomalies or in exceptional condition are highly prized and can bring in prices far beyond a typical penny's worth. Condition plays a crucial role when determining the value of a 1977 Lincoln penny. Most pennies from this year have seen years of circulation and show the typical wear and tear, which reduces their collector value significantly. However, those that have been preserved in mint or near mint condition, retaining their original shine and sharp details, are incredibly rare. When you combine a flawless condition with a notable mint error or an unusual mint mark, you get a coin that can fetch extraordinary sums at auctions or private sales. Now, let's reveal the most exciting part of all: how much could a 1977 Lincoln penny actually be worth? If you own one of these coins in pristine condition with a rare error or a distinctive mint mark, it could be valued at a staggering $74,000. Yes, this humble penny, often overlooked as spare change, can actually be a rare treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars in the collector's market. Top 4. We're going on an exciting journey into the world of American coins to uncover the story behind the 1975 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but hides some incredible secrets that can make it worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, you're going to want to pay close attention because by the end of this video, you'll find out why a 1975 Lincoln penny could be valued at an astonishing $77,000. The 1975 Lincoln penny was minted during an interesting time in American history. This era marked a period of economic change and cultural shifts, but throughout it all, the penny has remained a constant symbol of American heritage. Abraham Lincoln's profile, which has adorned the penny since 1909, serves as a reminder of unity, strength, and the perseverance of the nation. While billions of these pennies were produced, the 1975 coin is special not just for its historical significance, but because certain versions of it carry rare features and errors that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1975 Lincoln penny is the presence of minting errors that occurred during production. These errors can include double dies, where the coin's details appear to be shadowed or duplicated, creating a striking visual effect that immediately draws the eye. Other errors might be off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted away from the center of the coin, or clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's metal blank is missing, giving it an unusual shape. These errors happen because of slight mechanical glitches during the minting process, but for collectors, they transform an everyday coin into a rare and valuable treasure. The mint mark on a 1975 penny also plays a critical role in its collectability. Pennies were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and sometimes even slight variations in the D mint mark from Denver can affect the coin's rarity and value. Some 1975 pennies feature a mint mark that is doubled or misplaced, which is a rare find that sends collectors into a frenzy. Tracking down these unique mint mark variations is like a thrilling detective hunt that can pay off in big ways if you know what to look for. Of course, condition is everything when it comes to the value of any coin, and the 1975 Lincoln penny is no exception. The vast majority of these coins have seen years of circulation, which means most show signs of wear, scratches, and fading that reduce their collector value. But the few that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition with their original mint luster intact are worth their weight in gold. When you combine a perfect condition with a rare minting error or a unique mint mark, you have a coin that is not just a piece of currency but a piece of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now here comes the moment every coin lover has been waiting for, the value reveal. If you happen to own a 1975 Lincoln penny that is uncirculated, in mint condition, and features one of these rare errors or distinctive mint mark variations, it could be worth an astounding $77,000. Yes, a single penny that many overlook as spare change can become a treasure worth a small fortune. Top 5. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin errors and rarity by exploring one of the most intriguing coins ever minted, the 1971 Lincoln penny. This humble 1-cent piece, which most people see as everyday pocket change, actually holds a remarkable secret. Certain versions of the 1971 Lincoln penny are incredibly rare and feature unique minting errors that have sent their value soaring into the tens of thousands of dollars. If you're a collector or simply curious, listen carefully because this video will reveal everything you need to know about what makes these pennies so special and why they are worth so much. The first thing to understand about the 1971 Lincoln penny is that while millions were produced, only a small fraction show the kinds of errors that make them stand out to collectors. Errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, leading to coins that differ significantly from the standard design. These mistakes are rare because the U.S. Mint uses highly precise machinery and quality control, but when they do happen, they create one-of-a-kind coins that collectors scramble to find. One of the most famous and sought-after errors on the 1971 Lincoln penny is the double die variety. This happens during the creation of the coin's master die, where the design is accidentally struck twice in slightly different positions. The result? Key features like Abraham Lincoln's profile, the date, or even the lettering appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling effect is not subtle, it's clearly visible to the naked eye and gives the coin a fascinating look that's both striking and unusual. Double-die pennies are among the most popular error coins worldwide, and the 1971 double-die penny is no exception. It commands huge interest because of its visual impact and rarity. Another fascinating error on the 1971 penny is the off-center strike. During production, sometimes the coin blank, called a planchet, doesn't align perfectly under the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. This means part of the design is missing or cut off at the edges, making each off-center penny unique depending on how far off the strike is. The greater the misalignment, generally the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Off-center strikes turn a common penny into an extraordinary find, prized by collectors who love owning something truly one-of-a kind. In addition to these errors, some 1971 pennies also show variations in the mint mark, the tiny letter indicating which mint produced the coin. The most common mint marks are D for Denver and none for Philadelphia. However, certain 1971 pennies have doubled mint marks or other subtle variations that can significantly affect their rarity and value. These mint mark errors occur when the mint mark is stamped twice or struck in an unusual way, and they require a trained eye to spot. Coins with such variations are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in mint mark anomalies. Now, rarity plays a huge role alongside these errors. While millions of 1971 pennies exist, only a tiny percentage possess these special features and survive in excellent condition. The condition, or grade, of a coin is critical. Pennies that are crisp, shiny, and free from wear are much more valuable than those that are worn down or damaged. For example, an uncirculated 1971 penny with a clear double die or a strong off-center strike is incredibly rare and can fetch a high price at auction. The combination of these errors and rarity factors makes the 1971 Lincoln penny one of the most exciting coins for collectors. Those lucky enough to find one of these error pennies in top condition often discover they hold something truly valuable, both historically and monetarily. In fact, some examples of 1971 Lincoln pennies with prominent double die errors or major off-center strikes have sold for prices as high as $87,000, so what should you do if you come across a 1971 Lincoln penny that looks unusual? First, take a close look at the date, mint mark, and Lincoln's profile to see if you notice any doubling or shadow effects. Next, check if the design seems off-center or clipped. If you spot any of these errors, it could be worth getting the coin professionally graded by a trusted numismatic service, as this can help confirm its authenticity and condition and significantly increase its value. To sum it up, the 1971 Lincoln penny isn't just an ordinary coin. It's a fascinating piece of American history that carries unique errors and rare variations that can turn it into a highly prized collectible. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep an eye out for these error pennies, because one of them could be worth an astonishing $87,000. Top 6. We're diving into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1976 Lincoln penny. While most people think of pennies as mere pocket change, this particular coin holds a secret world of rarity and value that can make it a true gem for collectors. So listen closely and enjoy this detailed journey, because by the end of this video, you'll discover why a 1976 Lincoln penny could be worth an incredible $80,000. The 1976 Lincoln penny was minted during a special time in U.S. history, the nation's bicentennial year, when America celebrated 200 years of independence. While the penny's design remained true to Abraham Lincoln's classic profile, the coin is part of a unique era that makes it stand out. Millions of pennies were produced that year, but some carry extraordinary features that separate them from the ordinary and make them incredibly valuable. The story of the 1976 penny is one of history, mystery, and numismatic intrigue that every collector needs to know about. What really sets the 1976 Lincoln penny apart from the crowd are the fascinating minting errors that appeared on some of these coins. One of the most famous errors is the double die penny, where parts of the design, including Lincoln's face, the date, or the words, Liberty and In God We Trust, appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling happens when the coin's master die is accidentally struck twice during production, creating a striking effect that's easy to spot and highly prized. Double die coins have a way of capturing collectors' imaginations because each one is unique, and the 1976 double die penny is no exception. Another fascinating mint error seen on the 1976 penny is the off-center strike. During the minting process, sometimes the coin blank doesn't line up properly under the press, causing the design to be partially cut off or shifted to one side. This kind of misstrike turns an everyday penny into an extraordinary find. The severity of the off-center strike affects the coin's rarity and value. Generally, the more off-center the design is, the more collectors are willing to pay. Off-center pennies have a one-of-a-kind charm and are highly sought after by collectors who love owning something truly rare. In addition to these errors, variations in the mint mark add yet another layer of excitement. The 1976 pennies were primarily minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver mint mark D appearing on many coins. However, some 1976 pennies show unusual mint mark placements or doubling, making these coins rarer and more valuable. These subtle differences require a keen eye and can mean the difference between an average coin and a highly prized collectible. Condition also plays a vital role when it comes to the value of the 1976 Lincoln penny. Most pennies from this year were used in everyday transactions and show typical wear and tear, which decreases their collector value. But those pennies that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, shining with their original mint luster and crisp details, are incredibly rare. When you find a 1976 penny in perfect condition that also features a mint error or a rare mint mark variation, you found a coin that collectors dream about. So what does all this mean in terms of value? If you have a 1976 Lincoln penny that is in uncirculated condition and shows one of these rare minting errors or unique mint mark variations, it could be worth an astonishing $80,000. Yes, this tiny coin, often overlooked as simple change, can actually be a valuable treasure worth a small fortune. Next time you find a 1976 Lincoln penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for doubling on the letters or Lincoln's profile, check if the design seems off-center, or notice if the mint mark looks unusual. That coin could be a rare piece of American history, and potentially worth much more than you think. Top 7 and last penny coin. We're zeroing in on a fascinating coin from the United States, the 1982 Lincoln penny with the Denver D mint mark. At first glance, it might look like any ordinary penny, but if you pay close attention, you'll discover this coin holds some incredible secrets that make it one of the most sought-after and valuable pennies among collectors. So listen very carefully and enjoy this deep dive into the rarity, errors, and value of the 1982 D Lincoln penny, because you might be holding a hidden fortune in your pocket. The year 1982 is unique in American coinage history, especially for the Lincoln penny. This was a transition year when the U.S. Mint switched the penny's composition from mostly copper to a primarily zinc core with just a thin copper plating. The 1982 D penny can be found in both copper and zinc varieties, which already makes it intriguing. But what really excites collectors about the 1982 D penny are the rare errors and variations that occurred during production, which can dramatically increase the coin's value. Understanding these rare versions requires a keen eye and a bit of patience, but the payoff is well worth it. One of the most famous and valuable errors on the 1982 D penny is the double die variety. This error happens when the design on the die is accidentally struck twice, causing a doubling effect on letters, numbers, or even Lincoln's image itself. On the 1982 D penny, you might see doubling on the date or the word Liberty, creating a distinct and eye-catching shadow effect. These double die pennies are highly collectible because they are rare and visually stunning, making each one a miniature work of art. Collectors hunt for these coins because they're one of the few errors that truly stand out and can bring enormous value. Another striking error that has collectors buzzing is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank slips out of alignment during the pressing process, causing the design to be struck partially off the coin's surface. The result is a coin where part of Lincoln's image or the inscriptions appear cut off or shifted dramatically. The degree of misalignment affects the rarity and value. coins with severe off-center strikes are extremely rare and can fetch much higher prices. Off-center strikes have a fascinating appeal because no two are exactly alike, making each era penny unique and highly prized. Beyond errors, the difference between the copper and zinc varieties of the 1982 D penny also contributes to rarity and value. The copper pennies are thicker and heavier, while the zinc versions are lighter with a different color tone. Since the mint produced both types in large quantities during 1982, spotting an original copper 1982 D penny in pristine condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Add in the errors or exceptional condition, and suddenly you have a coin that's both rare and highly valuable. Condition plays a huge role in the worth of a 1982 D penny. Most pennies show signs of wear and everyday use, but those that have been carefully preserved in mint or near mint condition are extraordinarily rare. Coins with full detail, original luster, and no signs of handling can command premium prices, especially if they feature mint errors or belong to the elusive copper variety. For collectors, finding a 1982 D penny that ticks all these boxes is like striking gold. So here's the exciting part, the value reveal. If you own a 1982 Lincoln penny with the Denver D mint mark that is in perfect condition and features one of these rare errors or is the sought-after copper variety, it could be worth a staggering $84,000. Yes, that's $84,000 for a coin that many people simply see as everyday change. Next time you come across a 1982 D Lincoln penny, don't overlook it. Take a closer look for doubling effects, check if the strike is centered, and see if you can identify whether it's copper or zinc. You could be holding an incredible piece of numismatic history and a small fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1982 D Lincoln penny and want more exciting coin stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.